What's up, y'all? Welcome to the PSH Podcast, the podcast where casual gamers come talk about not so casual topics. Today we have a special podcast edition, all Marvel movie edition. I'm your homie Jolly Dangerous. You can call me Jolly D or just plain old Jolly. I'm
your co-host, Black Spectre.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? You already know it's your boy Ryzoe here, feeling really down, actually, because the Dallas Cowboys lost yesterday. So I will not be energetic this podcast. I'll be very, very mad.
It's a Texas sports team. What do you expect?
Whatever. And I'm Denonu. What's up, people?
Whatever.
Damn, hate your own state, why don't you?
I'm not from here, so I don't give a...
Okay.
People have been killed for less in Texas. Just saying.
So I heard less than taxes.
So the first thing we have up is a Fantastic Four movie is coming out next year. Which, how do y'all feel about that?
Not so great considering both Fantastic Four movies bombed to shit.
Wait a minute, though. They're doing something interesting with this Fantastic Four movie.
Are they doing a recast?
Yeah.
Is Chris Evans still playing the Flame?
No.
Well,
okay.
Because that's going to be awkward as
movie?
fuck. I mean, like, he's Captain America.
Have you seen the movie The Chronicle?
Explain which Chronicle, because there's a lot of Chronicles.
The Chronicle
the
was
first
where
Chronicle.
the four kids, they found a fucking meteorite and it gave them superpowers.
Okay, yeah, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, remember the black kid, the
Yes.
school president? The one who
Yes.
died?
Yeah.
He's the Human Torch.
Oh, okay. So we got a Black Human Torch. Sweet.
Yeah, they're changing the whole background story of this Fantastic Four towards an adopted family chemistry. So they can go any direction with the Human Torch to where he can actually go out there and try and find his biological parents. His biological parents can actually end up becoming one of the Fantastic Four's major villains that he has to come into conflict with. They can go so many directions with this one.
I like it. I like the sound of it.
I don't think they're going to do anything like that because it's based off of everybody, not just the orphan or adopted stepchild.
I mean, they have it in store for a story.
It's always been based off the entire family, to where Susan and Johnny Storm has been, really close together. And I don't know. It's always going to have, like, whenever it comes to any adopted family, it's always the person who's been adopted having to come in conflict with their self-identity on who they are, what their true origins are.
But like all these motherfuckers are adults. They don't give a fuck about that kind of shit right now. Like, if you have not getting all that shit settled beforehand, there's no reason to go do it now. He's like, what, 26, 28 in the new one? So it's not like he's like all self-crisis and shit.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to revolve about like a self-crisis or a self-identity. Just the fact that, like, come into contact with your biological parents after not knowing. Because, I mean, what Black story has that not occurred in? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Black stories where they got to go find their biological father and shit pops off and shit doesn't get along and blah 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 blah. So it's a stereotypical Black story. They just kind of bring it into the Fantastic Four universe.
I would agree with that if they already had the background story with all the rest of the family and they just brought him in. But this is a reboot for the whole family, so there's no way you can touch on everybody's background and then move on to like a storyline where he's meeting his parents.
They did it for the Avatar.
The what?
The Avatar, Aang, Zuko, when Zuko goes out to find his mom. They did that.
See, that's different.
Another movie you don't want to reference.
That's the same thing.
I'm just saying
the same thing.
Not really, because he wasn't adopted.
I'm just saying,
and he had that conflict through the whole fucking story. So like, that's completely different.
The storyline is just it's it's there. Like, they just have it there optional. I mean, they can make it small, they can make it big. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a play off it either way.
But either way, this is an original alternate universe. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do about it. Like, me, normally I'm not all up for alternate universes. See, that's why I hated the fucking original X-Men trilogy. I can't stand that bullshit. I don't care what any of you guys say. It was fucking shitty. The Wolverine movies were fucking shitty. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They were fucking horrible.
Well,
Can I say those movies?
Well, I look at it like this: the Wolverine movies. I think you don't have no kind of argument against that because everybody dislikes the Wolverine movies.
Yeah.
However,
it's good for me.
However,
I did not like the Origins movie, but
Well, yeah,
the second one
I thought was okay until they got Silver Samurai.
Yeah.
Anything can be better than the first one. Anything.
I don't know. This Fantastic Four movie, to throw my piece on it, I hope it sucks. I hope it bombs. I hope Fox loses the rights to it. I hope Fox burns in hell for making this movie.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh wait, Fox is doing this movie?
Fox has the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four. This whole reboot is bullshit. It's ass. It makes no sense. They just need to scrap it and just give them back to Marvel. Let them do the movies right.
Certain statements from certain members of the podcast do not reflect the statements and views of others in the podcast.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying.
I'm with him.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
The movie makes no sense. You're making a Fantastic Four movie and then scrapping damn near all of the ideas that make up the Fantastic Four. Making Johnny Black makes no sense. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a black man. I want black people in movies. Love it. However, when you shoehorn a black character in that has no precedence to be there, it's bullshit. It's almost like affirmative action, but for movies. And it's like, no, that's wrong to begin with.
Oh, it's like a term.
I will agree with that one. If
they're
doing it just to do like
they are
in there, then no.
They're doing it's something that's going in comic books now, where like we're trying to make every character black. Like Thor, they have a chick that's being Thor now. The new Wally West in the new 52, he's mixed out of nowhere. It makes no fucking sense. When in the cartoon, the comic book, and everywhere else, he was a white kid with freckles or red hair. You know, they're bringing in Falcon as Captain America, which that was done before, so I'm not really pissed about that. But in this movie, it's like they're trying so hard to be different and so hard not to be in the old Fantastic Four that I don't know if you guys ever read any of the interviews where they talk to the cast about making this movie. It's not going to be a superhero movie. They don't have any superhero costumes. It's not going to be about them having powers. It's going to be about them having powers and treating it like a disability where they don't want them. And it's going to be ass. It's going to be ass. It's so different. It's like, if you wanted to make a different movie, why not just make another movie? Have it be about people who get powers. You can make up the powers. They could be the same powers. Who cares? But just don't call it Fantastic Four, because that's not what it is.
I'm glad you said that.
That sounds like an X-Men type thing.
They should have just made a whole other movie and just called it superhero movie or whatever. But it shouldn't be the Fantastic Four.
Inspired by Fantastic Four. Don't call it Fantastic Four.
Even if you don't say inspired by, just call it something different. And have the fans be like, oh, okay, I see they wanted to make the Fantastic Four. Have that kind of sort of thing going on. But kind of like what they did with Chronicle. But don't call it Fantastic Four, because it's not what it is. I mean, how are you going to have the thing that the Fantastic Four stood for, which family, and then have them not be family? That makes no fucking sense. like Sue and Johnny were brother and sister, right? Even though the other ones weren't family. They weren't no blood relations. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm Johnny Storm, I'm a stepchild. Like, no, bitch, you are not related to Susan Storm, to be granted. I mean, I have a stepbrother. He is my blood brother in real life, for to the day I die. But if it wasn't already established for the past 60 something years, I would be down for it. But I'm sorry, it's already there.
Okay, now see that brings up another question. It's like, does it have to stay the same meta? Like, it's been established for 60 years, but as you know, 60 years, that's one whole generation right there.
That's
what I
true.
mean? So like motherfuckers has died out, and there's a new generation that's getting into comics. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't even know the backstory of certain characters. So why not start it over now for the new generation?
The thing about it is like, if you're not gonna play it off the comics, don't
redo it.
Yeah, don't redo it and then like put it as Fantastic Four when it's your own fucking story.
Like,
and
if they were,
I think that's overall, because I was under the impression that like this is something that's happened in comic books already, and that was being transitioned into a movie. But the fact that it hasn't happened in a Fantastic Four comic book, the fact that you're trying to revamp the Fantastic Four as your own brand with Fox. No, that's stupid idea, because now that the downloads really explained it to me, like, they're not gonna have powers, it's gonna be like a burden and shit like that. They're gonna do a superpowered burden movie, which, if you think about it, it's going to be like Chronicles, all over again.
But
Yeah.
thank you.
Because
Yeah,
they were just struggling with their powers the entire fucking time.
pretty much.
So pretty much they are setting themselves up for failure.
I
That's
mean,
one
yeah,
thing
it's
I can't stand in movies. It's like whenever they take a franchise, they only just using a franchise name just to make their own, or just to use the name to make money, get a buzz behind it, but just try and make their own original story. Like if you want to make your own original story, make your own original story. Don't steal somebody else's idea and say this is a revamp just to get new audiences, because it's not. That's not.
No.
That's
But
not what
see
you're fucking
that- but
doing.
see
You're
that-
destroying something that's already been established.
but that's
Make
what
your
I
own
mean.
shit and establish it.
That's what I mean. Like you keep saying destroying something that's already been established.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is it doesn't right now is way different than what it used to be.
no, it's not.
Just what I'm saying, all right, like picture this. Imagine so many years ago when Fantastic Four was first created. What if back then they wouldn't have probably added a black, fucking someone who got adopted by a white family, especially like a rich white family. They wouldn't do that. But now, like, it's times have changed since then. So why not revamp a story, especially when you don't know how it's actually gonna happen? If you don't know the script,
I would feel you on that
if you don't
idea.
know the script and if you don't really know other than just like opinions and fucking
Then
what
do
there's
your fucking research. That's what you should.
is
do.
that
If
what
you
we're gonna
don't
do?
know-
Is that
if
what
you
we're gonna do?
don't
We just
learn,
gonna cut each other off, though? Is
you
that what we're
don't
gonna
know,
do?
you should fucking learn.
Fucking okay. I'm done.
I feel you on that idea, and don't get me wrong, I think it's a good idea to have when you're making a movie. However, it's not like people don't know who the Fantastic Four are. Hell, even within the 2000s, you had a cartoon, 2 movies, and the comic book, which, mind you, Marvel just stopped remaking since its first inception in like the early 60s, because they couldn't get the rights to Fantastic Four. They dropped the Fantastic Four solo comic. It's gone. They're pulling all the toys and any extra merchandise that's associated with Fantastic Four because they couldn't get the rights to them. It's like they could have did this movie so much better if, let's say, hell, do what Marvel's doing with the Avengers. They're the Avengers in name, but with their movies, they're really the Ultimates from the Ultimate line of Marvel comic books. In the Ultimate line of Marvel versus the 616, the normal Marvel universe, the Fantastic Four have a whole different origin, whole different beginning. No going into space, getting cosmic powers, coming down to Earth, and now you got the powers of the elements. It plays out altogether different. They could have went with the Ultimate Fantastic Four route and had a whole different movie, except the main 4 people would be there. Thing, Human Torch, Susan Storm, and Mr. Fantastic. And then they would have still been family. They would have still been the Fantastic Four, and then you can even make up a story, as long as their intro getting the powers remains the same. Anything else, just make up some shit.
So this is pretty much just keeping the storyline the same way it's been for years. There's no changing at all ever.
No, the Ultimate line of comic books was introduced in the 2000s to make comics more relevant and more modern compared to when they first came out in the early 50s and 60s.
No, I mean, so I'm talking about the whole overall thing of the whole overall idea I'm trying to get at is that there is no room for change anywhere in Marvel that's already been established. Changing
not like this,
origin
no.
story at all.
No, you can change origin stories, but that's like changing a character. That's like saying, oh yeah, Superman's black next year. No, that's not something you do. You can change the origin story, add in oh shit, here's this other character we didn't know about, but they always were there. But you're changing a character.
So what about the Black Spider-Man? That's
the whole Black Spider-Man thing is a separate character. It's not Peter Parker.
It is a separate character. Miguel, what's his name? Not Miguel. It's what's the kid's name?
Here, I can tell you exactly what the fuck Fox is doing.
It seems like they're making a movie to keep the rights. That's what it seems like they're doing.
It seems like since the fact that Marvel completely dropped the Fantastic Four because they couldn't get the rights back from Fox. Fox is now seeing the opportunity that yes, Fantastic Four is our franchise now. We can do with it as we see fit. We can create this. We can start this from the ground up. We can make it ours because it belongs to us now. and we can do whatever we want to do it. And so they want to start from ground zero. They want to make a whole new Fantastic Four, and they want to, you know, kind of just go over the original Fantastic Four with their own thing. What they don't expect is that people are going to be pissed about this.
Yeah.
Because Fantastic Four has been the same for 60 fucking years. The fact that you're going to come in, try to redo it, and try to start from scratch and make, like, redo Marvel's 60 years of work with this bullshit, that's what they're trying to do, and it's not going to fucking work. I'm telling you, it's not.
Because fans are going to hate it, and I don't think the mainstream casual audience is even going to like it, because they're going to go in with the expectation of, like, it's going to be something similar to what happened before. They should have just made a different movie and just called it something different. I'd have had no problem with it.
Let me say this. It's like what they did with the first X-Men movies, how they started changing characters and chemistry. Whenever you change characters and chemistry, you are dynamically changing that character's personality, dynamically changing that character, dynamically being something else entirely different. It's the character's experiences, it's how the character acts, and his reactions to his past, which is what makes him him.
That's true, but that's like saying, okay, the X-Men movies, even, you know, taking the first one, Wolverine was still Wolverine. He was still a scruffy dude. Granted, he wasn't short, but still a scruffy dude with claws and a white guy from Canada. That's like saying, okay, let's make Wolverine black African and just call him Wolverine. No, that's not going to work. Mm-hmm. Just because we call him Wolverine. But we can have him act the same. He could be the same character. No, it's not Wolverine. It's a way of, I can understand why they're doing it. I just think they're going about it the wrong way. And it's going to piss more people off than what they want.
I mean, they already got it.
And then we bring in Wolverine. Oh, I'm sorry.
Just let me say this really quick. Pissed off people, so.
Yeah. All right, so.
Let me say this really quick.
We got to move on to the next topic. Or go ahead. Just go ahead.
No, go ahead and move on to the next topic.
You might as well go ahead now. I mean,
it's all Marvel movies. I can just pick it up in the next topic. It doesn't matter.
Oh, just go ahead, man. Just go ahead. Say it now.
Okay, it's like the Wolverine Origins movie. Whenever they introduce Deadpool, Sabretooth, and Deadshot. What's the guy's name with the guns?
I don't remember.
Agent Zero, I think. If you're talking about the Asian guy, yeah.
Yeah, the Asian guy with the guns or whatever. Whenever they introduced him, whenever they introduced all of them into the Weapon X project, along Wolverine at the exact same time, what did Wolverine fans think?
That's why everybody thinks that movie is ass. Because they fucked that movie up.
You changed the origin stories. Like, without Wolverine, Deadpool would have never existed. So why the fuck is Deadpool and Wolverine fighting side by side?
That's what I'm saying. They fucked that movie up too. I mean, that's the reason why everybody hates that movie.
It doesn't take that much research. It takes 2 minutes of Google to find out, oh, he happened 30 years after Wolverine.
I think the problem... Well, I think one more thing before we disconnect it. I think you're just basically the people who are making these decisions. They're not the people who read comic books. They're the board directors of Fox or whoever runs their cinema thing, just making decisions, pulling names out of a hat, trying to take the Fantastic Four. Let's make a movie because it's popular and trying to make it. And I just don't think it's going to work. But anyway, my bad for interrupting you, Jolly. Again, for the second time. Please go on.
This is why I'm shutting up tonight.
The following year.
And I just want to apologize too.
26. What the fuck, dude? Did you just interrupt me while I was trying to move on to the next fucking topic? Golly.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
The next movie on the list will be.
It's not going to be me.
2016, Doctor Strange is hitting theaters.
Yes! Fucking Cumberbatch is gonna kill that shit.
Cumberbatch is gonna destroy that shit, son. Man. I'm loving it.
Who?
Benedict Cumberbatch is gonna be Doctor Strange.
The guy from Star Trek, the last Star Trek movie.
Yeah, Khan.
Which guy?
Yeah.
Khan.
Yeah. Better known as the BBC version of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
He's gonna kill that shit.
One.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it,
man. That's a good one. I'll prefer Johnny Depp, but that's a good one.
I don't, because they put Johnny Depp as that character. They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna get Tim Burton to fucking direct the whole film, and it's gonna be shitty. That's what's gonna happen with that one.
Johnny Depp has worked well with other directors, and Johnny Depp. We all the type of characters that Johnny Depp plays, it just fits that personality for.
I don't think so, because to me, like, this character is so reminiscent of Tony Stark, but without all the money. Yeah. It would have been Robert Downey Jr. to play this character. He just fucking got Iron Man. That's it.
Yeah, get
He
Robert
was
Downey
not a
Jr.
rich-
to wear a cape.
Doctor Strange is not a rich playboy, like big-headed type of guy. He's a
anybody-
weird.
He
person.
was.
He was
He
a
was
rich
rich
motherfucker.
doctor. Then he went broke after his sister died.
Wow, you pretty much just confirmed exactly what the fuck I
He
said.
wasn't a rich playboy. That's different.
He was a rich, arrogant white guy.
He
Yeah,
was.
was.
At one
I didn't
point,
say he was arrogant.
He was arrogant. He was an asshole. He was basically Tony Stark until he got his fucking hands fucked up and his sister died. That's pretty much who he is. Like I
He
said,
died when he just graduated med school. That was his first patient was his sister, and she died.
done. Like wow.
Anyway, what about Doctor Strange?
I don't even fucking know. I don't know. I forgot.
Of course you don't know, because you don't know Doctor Strange.
Y'all go ahead.
I look at it like this. This movie is going to be very, very interesting, depending on how they do it and how they do all the... Because you have to have tons of CG in this, because it has to be like a magic movie. I think it'll be interesting if they go with the whole Ultimate Doctor Strange, because rather than like a doctor or some shit, he was like a guy on TV that everybody who thought he did fake magic, but in reality the magic was real. So I think it'd be pretty cool to see them go with that, because at least it'll be more funny than anything else. But what y'all think?
I think they're on the right path, because Doctor Strange is a movie that I've been waiting on in quite some time. Like, granted, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about Doctor Strange. I know I've only read like a few comics about him, but every time I picked up a Doctor Strange comic, I fucking loved it. Not even gonna lie. So
His first superheroes.
My question is this: are they gonna have like the whole Doctor Strange personality? Like, is he gonna be pulling out the whole Spider-Man like hand symbols and "I am the Vishanti" and all of that shit? Because he has to do all of that.
is Marvel doing it?
Yeah, Marvel's doing it. Yeah.
Then fuck yes, he will. Marvel doesn't let key things go to waste.
I'm about to say they already name dropped them in Cap 2, so I mean, you know, it's gonna happen.
So, yeah, I think it's gonna be an amazing movie. It's gonna have tons of fucking CG, like Denonu said. I think they're gonna do whatever it takes to make any movie they can good.
So did they confirm his first villain?
No, not yet. I mean,
No, the only thing they said is that the guy was playing them and that they're making a movie and when it's coming out.
Everybody lost their shit when they confirmed cast Benedict Cumberbatch. So that's all we know so far.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of lost faith in it because like they ran through like 7 different actors and name drops and rumors before they even got to him.
Yeah,
like they were talking about like
good actors before,
like that Phoenix guy, Joaquin Phoenix, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And I forgot all the other ones. 5 other white guys.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that sounds incredibly racist, but
the only one I was kind of excited about was Joaquin Phoenix. But now that they got Benedict Cumberbatch, I am more excited than I was previously.
So the idea of this film is to open up a whole new corner of the cinematic universe. We want to enter through Strange, the world of parallel dimensions.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to do other dimensional threats, magic, and all that shit. That's all in Doctor Strange.
It's always been about.
So, other 2 movies coming out in 2017, 2018 is Black Panther and Captain Marvel.
Yes. About time we get that Black Panther movie.
Black Panther is the guy that's playing him is Chadwick Boseman. He's the guy that played James Brown and Jackie Robinson in 42. So it is not what's his face?
I would have hoped for Michael Jai White.
Yeah, I was going for that. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Same here.
But I think he could pull it off. As long as, I mean, I'm pretty sure since, you're working with Marvel, you got to be dedicated enough to get at least tone enough to fill that role.
I mean, if anything, you'll just get recasted after your next movie.
I mean, the guy is a fantastic actor. If you've ever seen Number 42 or James Brown, like he plays those parts really good. So I think if anything, he just needs martial arts training and the physique. And I'm pretty sure he can fill out that role pretty good.
Well, if he stays in costume, I mean, when you wear the Black Panther costume, that's from head to toe. So hell, once he gets in costume, he don't gotta do none of that.
So here's the thing though, like just like with Captain America, you never really saw him with his fucking mask off, but yet in the movie he would always fight with no mask, or every now and then.
Yeah.
But you would expect your actor to have some kind of physicality in there just so you can see that that's the actor.
Oh, yeah.
Because with Black Panther, in the comics, it's always just you can fucking just have a stunt double through the whole fucking movie and just have him just talk on the dialogue scenes, and you really don't need to fucking work out or anything.
Well, the two things I hope is, one, I hope they don't do that, and two, like, it's just, I hope they don't like CGI the entire Black Panther suit like they fucking did.
Oh
with
no,
Green
no,
Lantern.
I can't
You know
see
what I'm
them
saying?
doing that. No.
Yeah, I can't see them doing that, and I hope that's like, I mean, I don't mind doing like in certain fight scenes and shit, that's fine, but like just the entire time he's in the suit, it's CGI. No. We're not having no Green Lantern bullshit around here.
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie though. I kind of expect them to do a lot of CGI fucking fighting with Black Panther. As
Really?
as acrobatic as he is, I don't see
Yeah.
anybody actually doing any of those moves, because like he can fucking flip off of walls, hang on to ceilings and shit with his claws. Like I can see them really doing some Mystique type stuff. You know what I mean, with the whole
Yeah.
camera
animating the
tricks.
person. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course they're gonna animate him in some fight scenes, but I'm pretty sure if Marvel has a scene where it's like, okay, you're gonna do this, and this, and we have the resources to let you do this realistically and not green screen it, then we're fine. Like, honestly, if they can have JGL fighting in zero fucking gravity, they can have Black Panther doing half the shit he does and make it look real. You know what I'm saying?
Or they could just revamp Black Panther's fighting style.
I don't think they're gonna do that. It's
Yeah,
Marvel.
but he
They're not
has
gonna-
to be like an utter complete badass. He's like Marvel's
Yeah.
Batman. So you
Yeah,
have to
they
have
can do
him
that
do
easily.
like some unbelievable shit.
Yeah. I mean, but you can always like, play on a more aggressive, hard martial arts style with Black Panther because he has the suit to back it up. It's a vibranium suit that absorbs impact. So a hard martial art fighting style would be perfect for him. Instead of, going completely acrobatic, he could be more aggressive. And with, popularity of the movies like Taken and stuff like that, they can definitely go into that fighting style. And then, of course, like you said, with him being, the Batman of the Marvel Universe with all of his vibranium gadgets and also, his Wakanda research team. Yeah, that'd be definitely an easy way done instead of, flipping Jackrabbit, shit like that.
So the other movie is Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers.
Danvers.
Danvers, there we go. This film has been in the works almost as long as Doctor Strange or Guardians of the Galaxy before it came out. One of the key things was figuring out what we want to do with it. Her adventures are very earthbound, but her powers are based in the cosmic realm. I thought Captain Marvel was a guy.
He was. It was Captain Marvel. Marvel was a Kree guy who was stationed on Earth.
That's right.
Yeah, he was a Kree who was stationed on Earth to keep us, I guess, on notice to the Kree, to see how we would develop technologically. Eventually, he liked mankind. He was partnered with Miss Marvel, Miss Danvers, and I want to say something happened in his comic book where his powers got transferred to her, or let's say copied. And
So why not just call the movie Miss Marvel?
because in Marvel comic books now, the title Miss Marvel has been given to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Her name in
different person.
her name in the comic books now is Captain Marvel. She just took the name of that. Plus, it sounds better than Ms. Marvel because that sounds kind of sexist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
It would be badass if they, called her Warbird or Binary.
yeah, because those are other names that she went by. Basically, Jolly, to give you a little bit more reference, in the '90s X-Men,
Yeah.
Rogue, how she has
Yeah.
super strength and all that.
Yeah,
she got
I
that from Ms.
remember.
Marvel.
Yeah, I remember that part.
And she killed Miss Marvel.
I think it'll be interesting how they do it because they have the lead up. Like right now, they've already introduced the Kree in Agents of Shield, where so they're already laying the groundwork for the aliens exist and all of that. And if I remember right, the Kree also had a thing with the Inhumans that's going to be coming out later.
Yes.
So they're already laying the foundation for all of that.
The Black Panther suit, I swear that looks like it's gonna be CG. If you just look at it, just the texture of it.
Well, it's concept art, so
Yeah, it's concept art.
Yeah, but you know
No,
how
no.
they do.
At the same time, have you seen a Superman outfit?
It's fucking
If they
really
can fucking do the
close.
Superman outfit like that, they can do a Black Panther outfit.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
they're
mean,
gonna do it like.
Way out cos-
Oh, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt you.
No, you're good.
I was just saying I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna do it like Batman's costume in the Batman movies, where it's kind of armored plating looking, but yet when you look at it, it's still all black. That's what I think they're gonna go for.
Hopefully they do that.
Like the way they've been modernizing textures in superhero costumes nowadays in movies, it's impressive. So yeah, definitely Black Panther outfit is going to be. It's probably not even going to be that concept art you see. It's probably going to be revamped like 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah.
So
I mean that's just the basic poster layout for it, and that's before. I mean, they came out with that, just to announce the movie. Really, they just needed something to throw up there to be like, hey, we're doing this Black Panther movie. But overall, I think they're gonna straight up have a nice customized suit for homeboy who plays a role.
Something else about the Black Panther movie too. I think they got balls to still call the movie Black Panther in this day and age.
Yes.
The fact that they decided to like fuck it, we're calling it Black Panther. We ain't changing the name because it's something like I was watching another YouTuber's videos where they could have called the movie T'Challa or Wakanda or just Panther, but they chose to go with fuck it. This is gonna be called Black Panther.
I mean, yeah, that's what
there's
those
gonna be a
things.
lot of people out there like, you mean the guys with the afros and the fists?
Yeah,
with the pickaxes and shit.
I mean, that's one thing they can't even change. And at this time too, Marvel's got so much money, they don't give a fuck. And they know that Marvel fans anywhere are gonna go see the Black Panther movie, because I mean, comic nerds, comic geeks, pretty much, we outnumber just the basic. I'm gonna go see a Black Panther movie because I have no idea about it. No, a lot of people are gonna go see the Black Panther movie because it's fucking Black Panther, and we know who that is.
It's gonna be that one old white guy be like, "This isn't a movie about the Black Panther movement."
I was there when they were marching. I was somewhere in the back though.
Somebody gonna think it's a documentary and shit.
I was one of the people who sprayed one of them Black Panthers with a fire hose.
When did Marvel do documentaries?
I had actually trained the first dog that attacked one of those Negroes. No, I'm kidding. So the Inhumans comes out November 2nd, 2018.
Yeah.
This is a movie based on Black Bolt, Medusa, Karnak, Gorgon, Triton, Crystal, and Lockjaw,
I wonder how they're
among
gonna do.
others.
Which movie?
Inhumans.
Inhumans is a storyline the Marvel first introduced in the Fantastic Four, number 45, back in December of 1965.
And they have strong ties with the X-Men too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they have strong ties with X-Men again. Like, I don't know too much about the Inhumans. I know, though, that the way I've read, the synopsis and shit of what they're trying to do with the Inhumans, that it's going to be boss as fuck. Because, like, the lead guy doesn't really talk, right? Like,
No, Black Bolt doesn't speak.
Yeah,
if he speaks, his voice will shatter mountains and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So him and Medusa, I think, has the sign language where they communicate.
And yeah, I read up about that, and I think they said they're trying to get Vin Diesel to be Homeboy.
Yeah,
Black
I
Bolt?
heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Bolt.
Oh.
And I think
he looks
honestly,
just like Black Bolt.
because you don't have to speak, and Vin Diesel is a bit of a powerhouse who can fight. Like, he was pretty much learning Muay Thai with Tony Jaa. He can straight up play that role. Like, you don't have to talk. All you gotta do is act.
The only thing he would have to do is be physically imposing.
Yeah.
So if you show him from like the chest up and don't show like any full body shots, like kind of like how they do the Rock, then you're good.
But see, here's the
They
thing
always
though,
CG people
with
taller anyway.
if you get Vin Diesel to play this role, he has to fucking talk.
No, that's the thing. Black Bolt doesn't talk.
No, but what I'm saying is like to get a person, an actor that has been in so much other stuff, to get him into a role where he doesn't fucking say anything, it's like. And then if you have a mask on, you don't really have to get Vin Diesel.
Well, look at it like this. I mean, he's been in other things where he doesn't talk.
What? Yeah, Vin Diesel is known for what though? His voice.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, like, you could cast this movie around somebody like not talking. Like, think about it. You've been playing roles your entire life talking, right? If I come to you and be like, hey, we're about to pay you $12 million to you to be in a movie where you don't fucking talk.
Hey, I look at it like this. Vin Diesel has been in like 4 or 5 movies that have been really good where he doesn't talk. Hell, just to name a fucking new one. Guardians of the Galaxy, he was fucking Groot.
Yeah.
Yep.
All he had was 3 fucking words. He was Groot.
The tree guy.
Who?
The tree.
The tree guy.
I mean, like, what I'm saying is, who played him?
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He was also in the cartoon the Iron Giant as the Giant. And he had very little speaking in that too. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he has played a bunch of roles where he doesn't talk.
I can also say Riddick, you know, because
So is he? Well, Riddick, he fucking said a few words in Riddick. I mean, most of them was like either I'm gonna fuck you or kill you, you know, but or both.
I mean, he could kill it. I mean, depending on how they do it, though.
See, all right, wait a minute. So Black Bolt was like a tall, buff motherfucker, right?
Yeah, he was a buff dude. Yeah.
So what about that? What about that guy? Oh man, he's been in so many fucking kung fu movies and different shit. He's like really fucking tall and huge, like Batista huge.
Batista?
He's a tall
No.
buff dude.
Yeah. I think Tony Jaa fought him in one of the movies. Like real tall guy.
Oh, the dude that I just want to dub Murdoch when he fought in The Protector?
Yeah. Like he's a fucking bald guy and he's fucking gigantic, man.
I just
Played
straight
in
called him.
Undisputed?
What you say?
I think so. Yeah, I think he played in Undisputed.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I straight just call it dude Murdoch. I have no idea what his
Weird.
real name is, but he just looks like a Murdoch, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like.
But yeah, like he's a huge dude and all, but like he's not a name. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna do something like that, like might as well just get a name. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
Anyway,
which Undisputed are you guys talking about?
Undisputed 2 and 3. The big.
So he was the guy that Spawn fought at the end? Boyka,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Scott
Yeah, he
Atkins.
could actually work. Yeah, Scott Atkins could work.
Scott Atkins is
He's a
really
beast.
that fucking big. Scott Atkins is actually he's skinny. He was the guy who played Johnny Cage in the little WB trailer that Michael Jai White did for the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, the first one, right?
Yeah. The skinny Johnny Cage that got killed. That's actually Scott Atkins. Scott Atkins put on a lot of fucking weight for that movie.
Yeah, but he could do all the fighting though. I mean, he does all of his own
if
stuff.
You're
If I remember
Undisputed,
right.
and I'm looking at this character, no, I don't. No, that's not the guy I was talking about.
Yeah. I don't think it's Scott Atkins. Hold on.
No, that is definitely not him.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this guy up real quick. Y'all keep talking. Don't be silent from me right now.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Vin Diesel playing a Black Bolt would work because everybody's just waiting for him to say, with his fucking, deep ass voice whenever it comes time for his fucking Skyrim False Road, voice or whatever. Whenever it comes to Black Bolt speaking, to be perfect for that damn role.
They can even do it like this, just to play on it, and just to fuck with the fans. You know they're gonna bring in Inhumans when they get to the whole Infinity Gauntlet movie, right?
Oh,
you can have they're gonna bring everybody together for that. So you can have let's say have Groot get fucked up by Thanos, and then have him scream out Groot. Kind of like what he does in Guardians of the Galaxy. So that could work. Just saying.
I guess.
Okay, the guy you're talking about is Nathan Jones.
Wow.
Let me look him up real quick. Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones. This motherfucker is massive.
He's fucking huge, dude. Like I just found the picture.
Oh, hey, I think Nathan Jones was Kane.
From
what?
It looks like from WWE. It looks like Nathan Jones.
No, his face is different.
It looks like it, just without the fucking mask.
Yeah, but I don't know if Black Bolt was that buff though. That dude is fucking ripped,
Not that
no,
big.
he's not that big. No.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. There's been characters that they've casted, actors that they've casted that didn't even fit type of the fucking human. So I could still, to me, that motherfucker will be inhuman. You know what I mean? That's inhuman huge. That's a giant motherfucker. And not only that, but he does in every single movie he's in. He doesn't say shit. He just whoops ass. And then when he does say something, it's like very few words. So I'm pretty sure he can play that part extremely good.
The only reason why they were called Inhumans was because they were the first humans to be turned into mutants.
God, it was just a fucking joke, man.
Well, I don't fucking like the joke.
Well, I'm done. Y'all, go ahead with the next fucking topic. I don't even give a fuck anymore.
This is your podcast.
I know. It's just God.
Killing the vibe.
You gotta.
Guardians, Thor, Captain America movies update. Fucking check it out.
Keep control, man.
I can't.
That
man.
Cat
I'm
3 though.
Losing my mind.
You are the face of this podcast. Keep your shit together.
Woosa.
Fuck yeah, woosah that shit.
Golly. Fuck. I'm completely thrown off. Next, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Captain America.
All of them sound
in what order?
It doesn't matter.
Because I mean, we technically already know what they're capable of with these 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so in all, Captain America movie comes out. It is titled
Civil War.
Yep.
That's gonna be
Oh,
big.
my.
That's
The
gonna be
worst
big if they depending on how they do it.
History.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's gonna be that way in the movie because they don't have all the characters, and you don't have fucking Spider-Man. So
but
And
see,
this is the chance for them to actually redeem it too with the story arc.
So here's what they have. Pretty much every single movie that they're coming out in order, in this order, has been leading up to Civil War.
yeah,
Because they have Captain America. He's coming back. Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America. Robbie Downey Jr. is coming back as Iron Man. Chad Boswick is coming back as Black Panther.
Yeah.
And you still have the Guardians of the Galaxy showing up. And it looks like there's going to be Fantastic Four, but I don't want to say that.
nah, they can't. That's not Marvel.
Oh, no, it sure isn't.
I think it's gonna
Here's
be.
the thing, though. There's
So why is it
another
on the
one.
list? It just-
There's another one on here for the Infinity War, right?
Yeah,
And everyone knows that when that shit was going on, the Illuminati showed up.
you still there, Jolly? We can't hear you
I
right
hear
now.
clearly. I hear him perfectly.
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't hear you on my end. I can hear them, but I can't hear you.
What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Okay. Well, let's just do Civil War real quick. We'll come back to the Infinity War.
Let me
topic.
say this before we go to Civil War. Civil War is going to be released before Doctor Strange, Thor, Black Panther, Avengers, all those other movies is coming after the Civil War. Yeah. Civil War comes out May 6th, 2016.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I'm looking at it right now on the official
It said
website.
was given a release date of May 6, 2016. Was.
May 6th, not 16th.
I said May 6, 2016.
Oh, I'm sorry, I heard May 16, 2016.
It says
So-
what? Okay.
So I'm asking the question real quick. So they moved it down?
It's not saying that they have another date for it, but it says was. So I don't want to say that that is the actual release date. Because it says Guardians of the Galaxy as yet untitled will be released May 5th, 2017.
I still have that.
So this was thing doesn't sound like that is going to be the actual date. And then not only that, but that would be kind of fucking stupid on Marvel's end to do a Civil War and then not do everyone's backstory first.
Yeah, well,
I know.
that's
That's why it's kind of interesting.
Well, what they're probably going to do is it's not going to be the Civil War thing from the comic books. They're just going to take the name and probably it's going to be a movie about the 2 different ideals. You know, they're going to do the whole registration versus anti-registration thing. Hell, the biggest thing about Civil War was about secret identities, and nobody in the whole fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe has a secret identity. So it's not going to be the same thing. It's probably just going to be about maybe registering superheroes or maybe holding superheroes or superpowered people up to a certain standard because maybe after the whole Ultron thing, Iron Man is like, yo, look, we need to be held accountable for this shit because we fucked this up.
Well, they talked about it in Iron Man, didn't they?
I do see.
No, they didn't.
No.
They didn't. They didn't talk shit about Iron Man like creating damage and shit every time he was fighting.
That was just Captain America talking shit. But they never did the government never did hold him accountable for anything.
I'm talking about like in Iron Man, was it 2? They would when they was doing that conference thing, they was still asking him questions about like all the damages and stuff that he had to pay for because he was reckless. So I mean, even though it wasn't a big idea of the whole movie, but it still kind of falls in there. Just like they can name drop or something like that.
Yeah.
They can easily go back to something that happened in like Iron Man's movies where like they created millions of dollars worth of damage, or even in the first Avengers movie when the whole fucking city got fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's
it's pretty
probably
much
gonna-
going off of the. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying what's probably going to happen is at the end of Avengers 2, the world's going to get fucked up. And they're gonna look at the superhuman community, the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. that also carried over into the TV show S.H.I.E.L.D. and after Captain America, they're gonna be looking at somebody to hold everybody, somebody to hold to the fire for that all that shit. So that's what I think is at the end of that movie, Iron Man's gonna be like, yo, look, we need to be held accountable for this shit. or at least somebody has to. We need to be regulated. We need to be registered. You know, we have to be trained in being a superhero to a certain extent. And that's what I think is the movie's going to be about. Not about superheroes fighting each other, like, let's say like the comic book was, but just more on the idea of the government forcing certain people to follow a specific way of thinking and a line of process. And Captain America's going to be like, fuck that. We should have the freedom to do whatever we want, if including that's to help people. We shouldn't have to be told to do it. And that's where I think it's going to be a war on, is the ideologies behind it, not necessarily an actual fight.
For my predictions, because I've been seeing this the entire time throughout the movie, the first Avengers, the two major people who's always been bumping heads is Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. They've been bumping heads since the first Avengers movie. And then, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, they bumped head in the comic books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just,
Yeah.
But it also builds up more upon that, because also around the also around nearing the end of the second Avengers movies, it was getting to the part of the first Avenger movie, nearing the end of it. It was getting to the part where there was almost started getting into fist fights, to where Iron Man deliberately blasted a shot at Captain America, and he deflected it with his shield. That did happen in the Avengers movie.
No. That's just fan service. That was just fan service for everybody who played Ultimate Alliance, because that was one of their fusion attacks.
Okay, now also, we're going here now to the second movie, to where you're starting to see the team starting to break apart, to where they are starting to get more into fights, to where the whole Iron Man and Captain America are bumping heads, what we saw in the trailers.
That's just for the sake of the movie. I mean, they're always going to bump heads because they're two opposite characters.
So it all brings it into, now for the Civil War, it's mostly just going to be about Tony Stark versus Captain America. That's really what the whole Civil War I see this Captain America being about.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a battle between ideology and people picking sides between that ideology. Hell, they even had a clip in the new in the new Avengers 2 movie of them arguing and shit back and forth. I don't know if any of you guys seen it, where they were both chopping wood and they were arguing about something. I mean, that it's building on that concept of what I believe is this, what you believe is that. We both want the same thing, but we got different ways to go about doing it.
The major point I want to touch on too, though, is a lot of the time the team is getting hurt around Captain America, around Steve Rogers, and he's quickly, trying to go over there to defend him or whatever. Yeah, Tony Stark does have, carrying feelings, whatever, for the team or whatever, but Steve Rogers mostly sees that, like, secret identities pretty much, being...
But they don't have secret identities in the movies. They don't have them in the movies, though.
To a degree, but some people still do. Like, Black Widow still has secret identity.
To who? Everybody knows who she is.
yeah.
In the group, yeah, they do, but not actual, like, out there in person.
Yeah, they do. Her name is Natasha Romanoff. Everybody knows who she is.
Yeah, like the entire movie, like all the movies leading up so far as the Avengers go, like everybody, the world knows who they are at this point. So Civil War cannot really be.
Yeah, it's not going to be about secret identities and what happened in the comic book. It's just going to be about a different. They're going to try to do the whole mutant registration thing, where it's like if you're a superpowered individual or a person who has powers, you have to register with the government so that the government can either train you to know about you to do certain stuff. And I just don't think Cap's going to go along with it, because you're forcing people to do something. And that's not what freedom's about. It should be the choice to do something. So that's where I think it's going to be. It's going to be that kind of movie. It's not going to be about identities, powers, or anything like that.
Yeah, overall, I have to agree with the Denonu on this 100%. Like the way he went about explaining it, because that's the only really way they can
they can't do it.
Infuse a Civil War idea into this. Because,
they
like I said, everybody's identity is out there. So there's no point in having a war about secret identities when everybody knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah, and you don't have you don't have a lot of superheroes in it. I mean, the whole Civil War event in the comic book spanned all of the superheroes in Marvel Comics history. Whereas in the movies you have like 8 people? 10? I mean, you don't have enough to institute a war. You have a fight.
Yeah. And the fact that like they really can't get they don't really have enough movies leading up to this as far as like how many characters they can get. Like, yeah, you can bring in some small characters and kind of have like a nice, 4-on-4 fight maybe, but it's really, I mean, it's as good as it's gonna get. It's not gonna be like a universal war like it was in the comic books.
So the next movie after that is Guardians of the Galaxy, the sequel. It is yet untitled. And who's typing?
I'm looking up some stuff.
Well, can you hit the keys a little bit softer?
I know.
I am hearing them talking.
Fucking
Clickety
destroying
clack,
the
clickety
village
clack.
over there.
Well, can you like look for everything right now, before we move on?
Just go ahead, man.
That
Just
was
go.
me.
Just go.
I don't know. I think Guardians 2, I think it's just going to be, more of the same. If you love the first movie, you're probably going to love the second movie. They haven't said anything about it yet, so...
I want to see Nova. I want to fucking see Nova.
It might introduce the Nova Corps and all of that.
Nova needs to be in there for the Infinity Wars. Just saying.
Yeah, most likely they're gonna bring in.
Yeah.
So
What I think with that is, I think, what did they call the people in the Xanadarians, whatever, that planet they was on in Guardians of the Galaxy that was getting fucked up?
Yeah.
Since they got that, I think, was it the power gem that they got? I think that they're going to probably use that to jumpstart the Nova Corps into being, the Nova Corps that it is in the comic books.
I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, I'm not. This isn't in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
At the end, they get the stone. That's about it. But basically, they get the stone, and they're the Nova Corps in the Guardians of the Galaxy to a certain extent. But they're not like the Nova Corps that we know in the comic books, and that's what I think. Maybe they're going to use the power gem that they got to maybe create their own big ass Green Lantern power battery, like in Green Lanterns, to make the Novas that we know in the comic books, which are just like the Green Lanterns from DC. So
finally, Thor Ragnarok will hit theaters July 28th, 2017. Chris Hemsworth will return to his role. This is a very important movie for us in Phase 3, said Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, whatever the fuck you call it.
Feige, I think
Yes,
his
it
name is.
is because that's
I'm not done, sorry.
Oh.
We plan on taking Thor to another level. It picks up where we leave Thor in Avengers Age of Ultron and impacts everything that comes after.
Mm-hmm. It better.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like I think at this point, after Avengers 2, like I was saying the other night, like how all these character movies are starting to blend together. Like the third Ragnarok movie is probably not just going to be about Thor at this point.
No.
Like there's going to be guest appearances from all kind of other superheroes, and just to push the story along to other things. Like you can call it Thor Ragnarok, but it can be like, okay, this shit's happening, we have to go stop this, or you can have the Hulk come in, or Iron Man come in, and it's just it's all one big blur at this point. So I think Thor Ragnarok is going to be the big transition. That just needed that one film movie that's going to get everything started up for like the Infinity War.
So Infinity War drops. It's going to be a 2-part movie.
Yep.
Part 1 is set in theaters May 4th, 2018, and the Avengers Infinity War Part 2 will premiere the following year, May 3rd, 2019. Now, see, here's the thing when it comes to that. If they're not doing the Infinity War like it used to be, like originally, because originally it's supposed to be showing off the Illuminati, and because when they showed it, when Marvel announced it, they showed the Infinity Gauntlet on the screen.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Is they're doing the whole Infinity Gauntlet story.
So to do that, every member of the Illuminati had a jewel that they were supposed to keep safe and make sure that it was separated from becoming a whole gauntlet.
You're thinking of the thing that happened after the Skrull invasion. The story that they're doing is the one that came out in the 1980s when Thanos got the Infinity Gauntlet and all the Infinity Gems.
Oh, okay.
Silver Surfer was in there.
Yeah. That's basically when you had all of Marvel's comic book superheroes go to space to fight Thanos and certain other cosmic people.
So all these movies leading up to that, it's what I'm saying is if the new Fantastic Four movie does not go in with this universe, then they can't really have anybody from the Illuminati. I mean, they can't have the whole Illuminati doing it because Mr. Fantastic was like one of the driving forces for that.
Yeah, you had a lot of people in Marvel. I mean, like I said, everybody in fucking Marvel went in space during this whole story arc. You had Spider-Man in there, Fantastic Four. There were damn sure X-Men there. You can't use none of those characters because they're not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least not yet. They're hoping that they're still working out deals with Sony trying to get Spider-Man in.
Yes,
but they haven't announced anything yet. They haven't finalized anything, so it's still up in the air. But as far as X-Men, they're not coming in. Fantastic Four ain't coming in. You're going to be cutting out a lot of people, but what I think is they're going to be filling them in with Inhumans. And this is the one movie where you're going to have everybody from Thor, because I think Ragnarok's gonna tie in too, because Ragnarok was like the Asgardian Armageddon. It was like the end of days.
Yes.
Where Asgard, Asgard was gonna get fucked up, and everybody was gonna get killed.
Thor
So
was
something
the whole
big's gonna
movie
happen at the
too.
end of that movie.
Yes.
And I think everybody from Thor, everybody from Iron Man, everybody from the Infinity Gauntlet movie. That's gonna be where everybody gets together, probably during that first movie, and then that second movie that one releases the year after that. That's when they're gonna all have to fight Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet.
So
I'm betting money that at the end of the first Infinity War movie, they're gonna bring in the Guardian of the Galaxy like right at the end.
Of course,
Right at the end.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see who plays Death for Thanos.
I don't think they might not go and tell his whole backstory though. That's kind of dark. It's kind
No,
of
but
dark.
he did the Infinity Wars for Death. He did it to impress
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
most likely will bring Death into it. Like I'm guessing because I mean Thanos hasn't had like a huge part. Like you don't as if you're not a comic reader and you're watching these movies.
Yeah,
don't
you
know
have no
shit
idea
about
who Thanos is.
You just know Thanos is a complete fucking badass.
Yes.
Because he's the motherfucker that everybody's telling shit to, but he still ain't doing anything. So by automatic role of badassery, Thanos stands at the top. Not being a comic goer. So when it comes to like the Infinity War movie, they're probably gonna give that movie a lot of backstory on Thanos and bring in Death, and okay, this is what this war is about. Obviously, he's trying to do this for Death. And then have the whole big upcoming of all the joining of the heroes, and they got to go fight Thanos and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, maybe his intro, or at least is let's say half of the first movie, and then the second movie is about them actually fighting him.
Yeah. I think
But
the
one thing
second
I
one
do
is
think with that movie though is that I guarantee you at the end of that movie, because you have a lot of contracts that's ended up as far as a lot of people like Captain America. I know Chris Evans don't want to be Captain America forever. So he only got like 2 more movies. I think I want to say like Cap 3.
he said he was done after Cap 3.
Yeah, it's Cap 3, and then he's has to be there for the first Infinity Gauntlet movie. And I
the
think
contract ended at Captain America 3 though. It doesn't.
well, it depends on how they do it. I mean, I
just
thought it
because
ended
the
at Cap
contract
3.
ends doesn't mean that he can't renew his contract or do one more movie.
Yeah,
Or
I think he might. I think they might get him for one more. Because one thing that Thanos does with that Infinity Gauntlet, or at least in the main comic book, is kill off like half the galaxy. That
Yes.
thing lets you rewrite reality. So what I think is going to happen at the end of that movie, he's going to do something that's going to affect reality, and then in the next movie after that, Chris Evans isn't going to be Captain America. It might be Bucky,
See, hold on, like
or he might die or something.
What is that story arc where Captain America actually uses the gauntlet to stop Earth from colliding with another planet?
There's been a few times that they brought up the Infinity Gauntlet.
Now, see that was, I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I know he was supposed to be stopping Thanos, and the world was going to collide with another dimension or another world or some shit like that, and Captain America actually puts the glove on and holds the Earth back from actually doing that. So if they come across and do something like that, they would probably end up having him again, because there's no way you can't see Captain America in all these future movies.
The problem with that is they're gonna kill him off. Either he's gonna stop being Captain America or he's gonna die. That's gonna happen. Bucky, they signed him for 9 movies. So what the fuck's he gonna?
He's gonna be Captain America.
He's
That's
gonna
what
be the
Bucky
next
is.
Captain America.
Okay, wait,
'Cause
so I thought the Falcon was supposed to be the next Captain America.
They
comic
rumored
book, yeah.
him, and in the comic books, he is Cap now. However, in the movie world, I think since they already set up Bucky, people love him as Winter Soldier. It fits. People didn't really gel with Falcon. I mean, yeah, he's cool. He's a black guy, but other than that, he had no
So that
purpose in
means
this movie.
In Captain America 3, that means the Winter Soldier is...
They have to tell more about that backstory about Cap going after him, trying to get him to become good again. At least that's not going to be the main thing in the movie, but it's going to be touching base. Kind of like what it was for the cartoon with Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes.
Because man, the first time, like after Civil War, the first time I heard that Bucky Rogers, Winter Soldier, was gonna become Captain America,
right after Cap
I
died.
flipped shit.
Yeah,
I
Cap got shot and supposedly died, and the only person who was, let's say, who was honorable enough to, let's say, pick it up, that wanted to do it, was
Hawkeye. The first one was Hawkeye. And
Yeah,
then
Hawkeye
after
didn't
Winter
wanna do it.
Soldier came up. Yeah, Hawkeye didn't want to use it, and then after they saw like how fluent Winter Soldier was with the shield, just as much as Captain America was, they was like, you know what, that shit's yours. you are Captain America. There's nobody else can do what you can
Yeah.
do with it.
And he became Cap until Cap came back.
So here's the other thing. All the different Marvel franchises that are now being rented by other companies, when do those expire? Because I mean, if Fox actually owns X-Men, if they don't actually own X-Men and it's just on contract,
No, it's just on contract. Marvel owns all of their characters.
then you can potentially see X-Men in these future movies.
Oh yeah,
depending on when the contract ends.
If those contract ends, or if they decide not to re-up them, then I guarantee you they will. Marvel will make movies about them and throw them in their universe with the quickness if they can.
Real,
the problem is that they just can't right now. I mean, they sold those contracts before they started making movies, and if it wasn't for those contracts that they sold them, we probably wouldn't be even getting Marvel's movies right now, and Marvel wouldn't have money enough to do it.
I got it.
It's kind of like you're in a catch-22, you know?
I got an idea. Here it is. All right. So let's say they make this Fantastic Four movie and it fucking bombs, and everybody fucking uproars about.
I hope they sell it back to Marvel.
No, I don't think they're gonna sell it back to Marvel. However, I think they would work out a deal until the end of Infinity Gauntlet 2. That was like, okay, we can tag team on this, right? You throw the Fox logo on your fucking screen. You could have all these motherfuckers back for this movie.
That's something I think Marvel will go for.
Yeah. Marvel would fucking love that. They don't
like if they were like presented by Marvel with in association with Fox.
Yeah, as long as you let Marvel do the movie as a whole, and you just throw the Fox logo on there just because they're back in the project, Marvel will have no problem whatsoever making this shit as bomb.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't care
as long as Marvel is the ones that are actually directing it and not
Fox. No.
Yeah,
Marvel.
That's what he's saying. Yeah,
that's the part of Marvel. They're not gonna let anybody else fuck these movies up. Like if I don't give a fuck what I have to do to get Fox on my side. I'm still not gonna let Fox. I'm not gonna let a single Fox director walk on my fucking set. Like as soon as I see somebody from fucking Fox, I'm like, stop filming. Wait till this motherfucker gets off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't talk to him. Don't say shit.
Don't say shit to this motherfucker. Like it's just another Fox exec looking for the next buck. Fuck that shit. Let him walk off, and we can continue filming this because we're gonna do what the fuck we're gonna do. Fuck all that. And I would love for Marvel to do that. That's one thing that needs to happen. We need to just fucking petition Fox. Just everybody to suck this movie up. Just fucking tell the actors.
I think you'll have no problem with that Fantastic Four movie. I don't think a lot of people are gonna see it. I mean, Fox hasn't did anything right with none of their licenses. I would say First Class and Days of Future Past. And the only reason they were decent, I would say, is because they had the potential to bomb like ass too. It's just the fact that they did Professor Xavier and Magneto right. You know? The only successful movie they did was fucking X-Men 2. Other than that, it was like, X-Men 1 was okay, but
garbage.
They went with the whole astonishing X-Men thing instead of the X-Men from the 90s. And then everybody loved X-Men 2. That movie was fucking perfect, But
is that the movie where Jean dies?
Yeah.
No, that was the third one.
That was the third one? Okay.
Yeah, X-Men 2 was the one that had Colossus in it. Wolverine going back to the Weapon X facility and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody hates that third movie. It was like the third Spider-Man movie. The shit was ass.
The entire trilogy hurt my fucking feelings.
No, I just went on a big old rant about the third one specifically because of Psylocke. Like Psylocke is one of my favorite X-Men, and they fucked up Psylocke in 3, and I couldn't take it. Like that's what tipped me over the edge.
For a master martial artist, you seem to get beaten by a lot of people.
There's 3 people that you can't fuck up, but it pisses me off: Psylocke, Jubilee, and Gambit.
You know what?
And they fucked up all 3 of them.
You know what?
No,
they actually didn't. Jubilee was the only reason
they made Jubilee seem like a bitch.
No.
Yeah.
Like just Jubilee, they didn't play her right in the second movie.
Mm.
They should have showed her more. They showed her like twice.
She was a background character. She wasn't even a character. Yeah,
she was a walk-on character. But the problem was that they did her like the '90s version Jubilee. She had a fucking yellow coat with the big ass earrings and everything, and she was perfect. But they just didn't show her. They didn't show her like her acting ability. They didn't show her fucking powers. They could have really fucking saved that character, and they didn't. I'm saying,
like Jubilee is the young and restless type of fucking person. Like no matter if you see Jubilee for 3 seconds, she's making a fucking scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what they
Yeah.
should have did was instead of, let's say, following Hugh Jackman all 3 movies. I mean, I don't mind, that, but I'm saying instead of following him, they should have had you follow either Jubilee or Kitty Pryde, going to the stool, learning everybody, like, you know what I'm saying?
Jubilee and Kitty Pryde together?
No, I'm not saying together, but I'm saying instead of following Hugh Jackman through 3 movies, because that was a problem that a lot of people had. It was too focused on Wolverine anyway. Exactly. You should have followed at least one of them, the X-Men finding them, kind of like what they did with the 90s cartoon, where like Jubilee's powers manifested, she didn't know how to deal with them, got brought to the school. The same thing happened with Kitty Pryde. Because both of them were like little sisters to Wolverine, so it makes sense.
The only thing that I would
give, like daughters to Wolverine.
The only thing I would give Fox for the credit out of any of those movies is Nightcrawler's fight scene, and that's it. The one in the White House. That's it. That's all. Yeah. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Everything else flowed fucking chunks.
So fucking disappointing.
So that's pretty much the next 6-7 years is gonna be nothing but Marvel hits.
Well, you got DC movies and their flops.
And what gets me? Guardians of the Galaxy was a summer. Guardians of the Galaxy was a summer release, and it's still in fucking theaters.
That's the thing. That movie showed everybody, and even Marvel themselves, that we can make a movie about a tree and a talking raccoon and have it be the biggest thing in the year. So now they can come out with anything they want, and people are gonna see it.
And that's the thing. Like I love the Superman movie, like the graphic wise. You know what I'm saying? But Guardians of the Galaxy, graphic wise, straight up blew out the Superman movie. Their graphics was on a literal, like, just universal level. Even though they were literally traveling out the galaxy, it was just a universal level of CG on it, and it looks so real. Look to the point, like the fact that they put that much detail into like the ship itself. Like they know what they can use as a prop and what they need to put in CGI. And that's what I love about Marvel. They have the good calls right now. They're on a hot streak, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. All these movies that they're making, I don't think none of them are gonna flop. I don't think any of these movies are gonna flop.
No, me neither.
They need to start saving Daredevil then, Ghost Rider.
Well, Daredevil they're bringing into, they got like 4 Netflix series planned out. They're making Luke Cage, Daredevil, I want to say Iron Fist, and I want to say somebody else. But that's how they're introducing those characters.
They're doing the Heroes for Hire for the Netflix series.
Yeah. So they're gonna be coming into the movie verse, after that. So
I can't wait to see who plays Misty Knight.
Oh my god! But Misty Knight is such a dark hero, man.
Yeah.
Like God, when I didn't even know who she was until they really announced it, and I kind of went into her backstory and shit. That shit is dark.
Yeah. So was Daredevil. Daredevil is a dark character, and even for that, they said that they want to keep it. They want to keep it dark. They don't want to lighten it up and all that because they want to keep it gritty. They want to keep it from the streets. Mm-hmm. That's how they want to do it.
Cool. So if anyone is done, everyone is done with the topics, like following last what am I trying to say?
You all right, man?
Yeah.
You sound so flustered, man.
Just oh my god, what is wrong with me? Final thoughts. Thank you. Final thoughts. My thoughts are all fucked up. My final thoughts for the topics that we've talked about.
My final thought is I think Marvel's gonna whip ass. I think DC's because they're doing things ass backwards, and it seems like they're rushing things without putting the time in, and I think it's gonna show.
Like, at least Fox tried to suicide Marvel. DC's just doing it to themselves.
Very lying. My final thoughts on all this is Marvel is probably going to be the biggest badasses in movie history these next couple of years. And they will probably go down in history with, I think they're going to go down in history with the most money spent on a series of superhero movies. And also the biggest fucking income that anybody has ever seen in superheroes.
The biggest franchise.
Like just like in cinematic history, because they're bringing in they had all of their movies so far. The Avengers broke records, Guardians of the Galaxy broke records, and they're gonna keep breaking their own fucking records. Yeah. I bet you.
Guardians of the Galaxy is the biggest record right now. Like, even way over, like, what's the name? Titanic and the other fucking movie that beat Titanic. They're well above that movie. But yeah, Avatar. Avatar beat Titanic. Yeah, they're well above Avatar already.
So
that junk is insane.
Here's the thing. When you just said the whole bringing in money, you can you really say that's Marvel bringing that in, or is that Disney bringing that in?
It don't matter. Marvel Comics is the
Well, Marvel is the
characters
ones that's.
doing it, so I would say Marvel.
Well, I mean, it's Disney's the parent company, yeah, but Marvel's doing their own thing. Even when Disney brought them out, Disney was like, "Yo, look, we don't want to touch them right now. We're gonna let them do their own thing." And they, it's their development studio, their company, their characters in their movies. I mean, yeah, Disney's gonna get the pot of that because it's fucking Disney. But I'm just saying.
I mean, like what I'm saying is that it would have been nice to think that Marvel would have just done that shit on their own, and if they had the financial like bank to actually make these movies, I think they would rival Disney when it comes to it. But since Disney owns them and is fucking paying them to make these movies, it's like shit.
It's still Marvel's
this
creative
big
team,
ass
though.
fucking monopoly, that Disney's working with.
Yeah,
But it's still Disney. My bad. It's still Marvel's creative.
I know that. That's
Yeah,
not
no,
what
I mean,
was
yeah,
talking about.
we're all aware of that, but I'm saying that like the biggest part is that like Disney hasn't fucked shit up. Is what I'm saying. Like it's like they bought the franchise and was like, we only bought y'all because we know y'all's potential. Y'all didn't have
make
enough
us money.
Yeah, we know y'all's potential to make us money. We know that y'all wanted to do this and y'all couldn't do this, but now you're with fucking Disney. You are literally backed by Disney. We're gonna throw you $100 billion to go film as much shit as you want.
Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of like they made a comic book investment. They were like, "Yo, we know this is gonna be the next big thing. Let's kick you, a blank check. Now go make your movies."
Yeah,
and I think they're taking advantage of that.
Yes, they're doing it the right way. I bet you. I'm making this prediction. May 5th, 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to open up with some type of Pixar or Disney short.
Hell, I'll take it a step further. When are we gonna see our favorite Disney characters in our favorite Marvel movie? You have Doctor Strange with multiple dimensions and shit. Why not bring some of their characters in fucking Marvel
They're about
movies?
to start capitalizing.
I promise you, there's gonna be hidden Mickeys all over that fucking movie.
But
like
honestly,
in the background and shit.
Honestly, like in retrospect, and I can't believe I didn't realize this before. Like seeing how much good shit Disney is doing with Marvel, this gets me double the more excited for what lies in the wait with the Star Wars movies. Granted, I don't really like their casting with the Star Wars movies, but seeing that the potential is there, like it was Marvel right now, they could be some bomb ass motherfuckers with these Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah, that is right. Because
I can't wait for fucking Doctor Strange to meet Jack Sparrow. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Hey, I look at it like this. I want the Guardians of the Galaxy to team up with some Jedis to fight some Sith. That's all I'm saying.
Boom.
You can make a whole movie about that. Just have some shit go down in the cosmic universe that gets them sent to the fucking into a land far, far away and have to fight to deal with Jedis and shit and come back.
Mickey Mouse.
I'd love that movie.
I want to see. I want to see Deadpool talk to Darth Maul and get on his nerves. That's my biggest thing.
So, how long does it take you to put on all that makeup? Is that makeup?
Are these horns
He's
growing?
like, why can't I pull one of your horns off?
They need to make.
File them down? Do they grow really big?
They need to make Deadpool destroy Star Wars universe.
Well, they can't really use Deadpool because Deadpool they're putting in Fox owns that because that ties in with mutants, so they can't use Deadpool.
Why not?
Deadpool ties in with mutants and X-Men, hence Fox.
To a degree, he ties in with mutants and X-Men.
I understand that, but contract wise and legally wise, he's with Fox.
You're
So,
You're fucking with
if
me.
you want to
No, I'm not.
join the conversation, hit it up in the comments below. Also, what movie are you looking forward to the most? I have been your homie Jolly Dangerous.
I'm your co-host Black Spectre.
You already know what your boy Ryzoe. Still down about the Dallas Cowboys though.
and I'm your main man Denonu, and let us know what DC or not DC character, but what Disney character would you like to see in a Marvel movie?
That's a good question. Peace out, y'all.
Well, technically, they already had Howard the Duck.
But he was Marvel though. He was Marvel.
Still though.
Marvel.
That's
Howard
how
the
Daffy
Duck
would look in live action.
Yeah, Howard the Duck and Daffy Duck could have a nice little conversation and a beer.
Donald Ducks. Yeah, was it? Howard
Peace
the Duck
out, y'all.
Starring Donald Duck.